Hello? Traders? All right, sorry. Good to see you on this Saturday. You could be doing anything, but you're here, and I appreciate it. I mean, there is some Bitcoin volatility going on with us being at week's end, and you know, you dumped down to 88.12, I believe, and now we've rallied up back over 9,000. Someone get out the Vegeta memes. I don't have any on hand. Kind of improv right now. Not ideal conditions for streaming. They're okay. But anyway, yeah, over 9,000. Must say that. But below 91.50, 91.80, which is pretty freaking important, man. That's the equilibrium level of this trading range, between 8,500 and 99.50. So it's great that you're rallying here based on kind of nothing. There was bearish convergence on the RSI, and how you gonna discern classic divergence here? You know, I mean, what if it goes up to back test 91.50, 91.80 as resistance, and then it dumps again? Not much of an edge right now, not on the 4 hour anyway, not the daily. I was telling that to a patron. It's like, I'd like to see some actual evidence on the daily that our momentum is not shifting to the downside, because all we've gotten, all we've received, the month of June really is a high that manifested into consecutive lower highs. And now, as of the previous 4 hour candle, we've made lower lows than our previous low from June 15th. So sure, it could reverse here, but I'd like to see some more data if I was to make a trade or something like that, right? I don't have much. That's okay, that happens, man. So hopefully you got some stuff done today. I don't know, maybe you went out, hung out with your kids, or cleaned up, or mowed your yard, or many other things you can do on the weekend. Hopefully you did that before watching the stream. If not, that's okay. But yeah, Momo shifting. Look how the watermark, if you look behind the chart, Bitcoin's price actions on the pretty much on the my logo rounding out. I mean, it's not that pretty. It's not. Altcoins devastated today. Most of them, except BAT, which at one point was up 5% when Bitcoin was near its lowest level. You know, Bitcoin's bounced and BAT has pulled back 2.5% or so. Mars Martian mowed the lawn. He repotted some plants. Let's go. Very good, man. It's raining and it's 50. It's in the 50s in Seattle. 50s with a chance of communism. Be careful out there. They're coming for society, man. They're coming for the system that we know. Whether you believe it or not, it's very real. Yeah, US dollar, Kevin. I saw that. The DXY and that. I think I've screwed my shoulder up hard. Yep, still holding on. I guess none of my work saved, but we had a Gartley on this, right? A Gartley on the DXY. They're close to it anyway. 786. Yeah, I mean, you could argue 886. No, not quite the 886. It was the 786. Just redoing this again. It's TradingView hype. I did apply today. You have to do this. I applied to be a streamer on TradingView. I don't really know how that's gonna go. But well, what happened is, if I'm sure they'll say, yeah, sure, man, whatever. And then I might start restreaming YouTube, Twitch, and TradingView maybe, because that's David Davis gave me some info on it. I knew about it, but it was like, what's the point, you know? Well, whatever. Might give it a shot. It's a dollar, the US dollar. Let me find my. All right, so your old It's like the Bartley, the mix between the Gartley and the, I don't know, it's kind of like Gartley. So yeah, we've had this and it reversed and it's just now making a higher low June 23rd and it's rallying a little bit. So you think that US dollar, I mean, there's just so many peaks, right? You think that maybe 98.37 could be achieved. It's just like, yeah, that's great. That's a great target, right? Back from 2015, 2016, and then of course 2019, right? So that could be your next major target. Though we are right at a resistance from 2016, right? So I don't know if it's gonna break, but a pattern like this is a pretty big reversal. But it's not like after a crazy sell-off, right? So again, and it's the US dollar, so I don't, it's a world reserve currency, so I don't know if we're really gonna be able to use harmonics on the DXY. But yeah, if it did respect harmonics, it would rally and hit at least 98, maybe 99, maybe even 100 again. So all right, no divergence of any sort. Okay, cool. So not much of a change. Sorry, just getting this coffee in me, man. Kind of tired, exercised, and I'm fasting. So daily hidden divergence. Yeah, we can look at the daily, man. Whoops. I mean, you can say divergence. Sure, I need a Japanese candlestick reversal pattern. And yeah, you're talking about the RSI where like you just extend this and it's like, look, a low on price, and then you're trying to say a higher low on price with lower levels of relative strength. Certainly, that is, yeah, it could be, and that's something we've even kind of talked about before, like it happening. But you have to pivot and start reversing above 8,700, otherwise it's not. And look, man, you're like 42. You're about to be in bearish territory. Like, there's so much room for downside if market participants choose to really sell this off. And it looks like, I mean, dude, the momentum is shifting, and it's not the way the bulls would want it. I'm sorry. After you made a 95% retrace, the bearish divergence has turned into just lower highs. I mean, at this point, you could almost argue that there is a 3 falling peaks going on in Bitcoin. Somewhat similar to what we saw in February, the 12th, the 18th, and the 23rd. So there is distribution going on, and it is yet to be known if more accumulation's going on, because we haven't bottomed yet. I mean, the next target, I think the longer we stay below 9150, I think eventually we would see 8500. You see 8500, man, ice line, good chance you're going to break to 77 to 7400. Just hasn't happened yet. You got to give it time. A lot of people getting real impatient on Bitcoin. Understandable. We're talking 2 months now of this chop. Lots of chop, man. What's up, Matthew? Yeah, jazzercise, dude. That's it, man. So yeah, man, just going live to check out Bitcoin and just to see the price action that's been going on. It's not just Bitcoin that only has rallied a little bit. Ethereum broke a support, right? 223. Once you break that, you go to next supports. All right, you broke it, man, and we went down to this an old sell wall from May 7th, May 3rd, and May 18th, right? That's what you bounced off of so far, and no lower really. Kind of saw that before June 15th, but again, you just look at an asset that's range bound, and it's kind of breaking the range to the downside a little bit like Bitcoin. And if we just use Fibonacci from the low point of May 11th to the high point, we've achieved a 38% retrace. We're now in the golden zone. Sorry, this is long. God. right? So it pretty much hit a 50% retrace at 215. And so like, this is where we look for divergence and edge. I don't see an edge. I mean, the 4 hours giving me nothing to believe that a reversal's coming, a big one's coming. Though, of course it could. If I'm gonna take a shot on something with a plan, I'd like to have variables, right? So I just see that you got oversold for the first time since June 15th, and you're bouncing a little bit because of Bitcoin, right? So, you know, this is gonna bounce, and probably if Bitcoin tests 9150 again, this will see 225 again, right? And Bitcoin dumps to 8500, then eventually Ethereum's gonna find its way back down to 200 to 195. Crazy. Also talk about like you know, I mean, this is like the whole point of harmonics, man. Like, of course C to D has not happened yet, but if you're talking about an asset that's appreciated in value like almost nonstop since March, right, and it's kind of like finally showing a little exhaustion here, it's no longer making the higher lows like it was doing here, compared to its local highs or local lows. It's now making lower lows. So, I mean, there's just nothing wrong with identifying maybe a pattern of some sort and saying, oh, of course, right? Of course, this would be probably the best value entry for a serious swing trade, and that's down at the 88% retrace around 185. I mean, what's wrong with identifying that and saying, all right, man, if we get an edge, see, it's so far down that this is where you could have an edge on the daily and 4 hour at the same time. So it's like, yeah, man, assets that run up and retrace 88% of the way from their previous highs, like the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, Bitcoin, Ethereum, many altcoins. Those are areas technically where people perceive value for shorts more so than they do for longs. If we're talking about people taking low risk, high reward. Now, of course, like assets can hit their 88% retrace, sell off a little bit, and then go again to higher highs. And that's like what stops are for. But, you know, 88% retrace, man. 786s, that's harmonics in themselves. That's like why there could be a lot of value at 185 eventually on Ethereum. Just, you know, something to think about. Hard to speculate if another shutdown will happen, but yeah, definitely. Like as of today, I think record number of cases in Florida over, I don't even know. I think it was like 9,400 or something. It's yeah, man. Only getting worse. The news is only coming out. It's not good, right? There's very little good news coming out anywhere for anything. Except gold, I guess, right? Gold being awesome. And I'm sure across the markets we could do the same thing with other assets, right? Or at least, I mean, yeah. Think about Hershey's, right? Hershey's just a lone example where, you know, it had a really nice run up and we're going to wait for potential entry for a trade, but it's far away and it would take a pretty decent amount of time to get down there. Okay, so leave it to XRP to hit the PCZ and fall well below it and still down. Sad, right? Shard, look at this. It's hit the PCZ. It's hit the critical support and it's bounced. It fell below it. That's the price action you get sometimes. But look, you know, falling below it, but getting back above 17.47 cents, which is literally the confluence zone and the historical support resistance area from April 15th. And December 18th, 2019. All right, so, okay, if someone's wanting to place their bets, look here, listen, I mean, now at this area, you are actually showing some real 4-hour bullish divergence. I mean, you almost can't believe it, and it won't play out. I don't know how it can if Bitcoin dumps, but you actually now have an edge on the market at this 17.4 cent area on the RSI, and quite possibly if a pivot really happens here, you could get it on the MACD as well. So, I mean, but again, like, it won't matter if Bitcoin dumps. And that's what sucks. It's XRP, man. All right. If one was to trade this, right, I'm just telling you, if like Bitcoin was to defy, you know, what it's looking like going to happen, then a target would be going a 50% retrace, right? At this point, we won't be taking profit, just getting out probably at 19.2 cents, because that's where the bearish 5-0 pattern comes into play, where at the 50% retrace, people take shorts there, and this happens, where it would run up, and then it would dump after. And that's a bearish harmonic 0xABCD instead of XABCD. Okay. That's a big if, man. It's a big if. It's on Bitcoin, man. It's not on XRP. All right. I'm just telling you how you could size up a shark anywhere. Like, it doesn't matter what market. We're just looking at it. I could be blind to what asset it is, you know. And it's the same thing. Educational on Saturday, whatever. People learning stuff. Wow, that's such a bad thing, right? Bueller, thanks for the 600 people tuned in. Really hope y'all are having a good Saturday where there is some market activity, at least. Unfortunately, it's selling and a little bit of buying, but still well below where we were before the selling really commenced, okay? And you could see the damage done across the markets, where Ethereum Classic at one time, I believe, was down 10 to 12%. Domed, dude. Freaking domed. Vechain falling back in. Look how it was. This is testament to how it doesn't matter what bullish patterns are being painted on assets, in this space especially, okay? Because Bitcoin is Sauron. And all these altcoins are the Nazgul, right? They can do whatever they want until Sauron beckons, and then they say, okay, we should have been, you know, higher lows. Let's go. You're still making higher lows. You can't even believe it. Vechain's still making a higher low than the June 20th low. So, but you can see what happens to the asset when Bitcoin says it's time.
Is that a joint?
Pump the XRP.
Do it, man. Pump it. No, I don't think so, man. I mean, it's weird. It's crazy. I mean, there's actually divergence on the RSI on XRP at that PCZ and confluence zone, right? It's weird, but it's just like, it makes you kind of almost paralyzed, because you know what Bitcoin's looking like it's doing right now. It just doesn't look good. But the Vegeta peoples have it for now. Just think about it, right? You probably, even if you're going short, if you are short or whatever, you probably don't want too big of a dump to happen this weekend, because that leaves a gap. And you know what happens with gaps? Very high percentage chance it's going to, depending on how large the gap is, it's probably going to go fill it. So that would stall your progress if you're in a short, right? So you probably just want things to, fine, you dump, pump, same price by Sunday evening when the future's open, right? Yeah, Matthew, do me too, man. We're still over 9,000. That's right, Bizico. Okay, when sell BAT. Oh man, dude, I gotta get a BAT. But look, man, Vechain, you see what it's bouncing off of? It's just a plethora, whatever, tomato, of support that was once major resistance, right? You just go through the past 2 years and you can just see it's just this forest of peaks, right? That you're just bouncing off of. But this is great news that Vechain's holding. If you can stay above this long enough, very good chance. I mean, dude, you're gonna tell me there's gonna be more accumulation? Give it time, because now you've broken the demand line and you're just back testing it as resistance, while at the same time you're back testing old resistance as support. But like, dude, you've done that twice now. You're now back testing for the third time, and you're really struggling, man. So Yeah, BAT, which is now it has 0 gains. It's lost everything. But where did it go before it reversed majorly? It's about to be in the red. Bitcoin back below 9,000. Here it is. Finally, BAT waking up. It was sedated by the dragon tail. A legendary dragon. Why is it a legendary dragon? I think this warrants it. When a dragon trade setup ends up touching from its respective high to low a golden mean ratio, which is the 1.618 right here at 29.873 cents, it becomes a legendary pattern, right? I think a 1272 or maybe 100% could make it epic, and then your legendary status if you hit the 1618, which it did. And literally at that area and no higher, it has reversed pretty violently. Or I think that's like a 10% swing from its highest point to where it is now. Crazy volatility, man. About the only thing left, man. Everything else devastated, destroyed. Tron ran up 50% retrace, which would be here, and then just dumped again, man. So it's like this was the only thing. Everything was starting to take off, right? And then you ran out of time because Bitcoin came calling, all right? Mama called. I think Chibolo, I think Binance.us, don't they have, can you not buy Vechain off there? Tezos wrecked, but yeah, down almost 7%. EOS 6.4%. Oh yeah, dude. ONT down 9%. You name it, man. All altcoins hit really hard. Really, really hard. So we can look at Tezos if you want. Look at this, man. It had it. It was doing it. It was gonna do things. Was gonna do things, and then Bitcoin said no, it won't, we're done. And here, look at this, man. Just false breakouts. I mean, they were real breakouts. Can't really get mad at Tezos. It was a great tool until the macro went to heck. All right, you went down and you tested 256 again, and then you broke it, and then you went down to what? I mean, what seems to be another support from March 9th, April 18th, May 9th, and now June 27th, right? 232. It's rough, man. No edge, just a little oversold, bearish convergence. You get it, right? There's nothing I can do with this asset right now. It's at a support. And sure, maybe because of scalpers, it could rally off that, but it probably won't make a higher high than the previous high, and it'll sell off again, and that's when I might be inclined to think about this. But no seller exhaustion at all. It just got a little oversold for the first time since June 15th. But hey, what really happened, man? Right? The beautiful channel, the artistic channel, you fell out of it June 10th. And it's been miserable ever since, man. All it's been is that last attempted rally, and not enough demand, and Bitcoin dumps, and it's over. So now you're making consecutive lower lows and lower highs. The trend could be reversing here. Look, major daily high and a second high, a double top, and here is the confirmation line to 56 of that. Breaking that, I think you'll be going to see $2, 186, 164 after that. So yep, man, these channels broke. I mean, Bitcoin broke its 3 weeks ago or so. You know, its own little respective uptrend, and that can happen. You know, so it's like these cycle. It's like a cycle. A wave, the cycle of the wave, man. The wave analysis, like big on that, where waves can come to an end, and then a whole new wave begins. And hey, maybe this wave that we might be in or we're beginning to experience isn't as large of a wave as the wave we just witnessed from early March to nowish, where it was all up. So we we sell off. I mean, remember just logically thinking on Bitcoin here, right? Okay. We've only made, I think, a 23% retrace. You go from that crash low to the highest high of this run, and here it is. We're literally bouncing. That is exactly where we bounce, chat, off the 236. We've done it once. We're doing it again. And chances are, based on Fibonacci and knowing about Fibonacci, how it works, you're probably not going to hold this. You're probably going to see 8,500. But realistically, you think if it's going to just do what assets do after one wave ends and a new wave begins, it's going to run between 63.69 and 8,000 roughly, 79.22. That is just moderate, common retraces. That's not crazy at all. That's not insane. It might be insane if people FOMO'd up here at these levels and, you know, but I'm just telling you how it is. We would look at this the same way we look at gold. We look at the S&P 500. We look at Nvidia. We look at Amazon. We look at corn, soybeans. Same thing, man. Common, normal retrace zone. You haven't seen it yet, but you've now achieved for the second time a 23% retrace. What's up, MG, man? Bitcoin Cash, I think, is at a critical support. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if eventually in time this happened. Hopefully by then we would see some really nice, clear, discernible daily divergence, very strong, visible. We just don't really have it yet, you know, and that's okay. Hold on. Now we can look at the daily with this up, right? So you can kind of see it. All right. I mean, like, why is that argument? That argument isn't crazy, dude. I mean, look, again, I'm not even. Someone brought this up, so it's like, yeah. Until we really pivot, man. I'm not saying anything yet. But look, I mean, you know, high to low, you run up 88 to 99%, and then you start making consecutive lower highs. But before that, you were making higher highs. It's momentum shifting, and if you flip the chart over, it's very easy to recognize. It's like almost looking at the weekly, a double bottom, right? Lower risk, high reward opportunity. This is exactly where one might be thinking about taking along, right? Because you got maybe, look, you're at the confirmation line of potentially at 3 rising valleys if you look at it this way. But what we're thinking is, you know, it's going to sell off, and very well at 8,500, 7,700, 7,400, we could, you know, make a higher low and then make a partial decline and then rally to, you know, finally break out at 10,500 or so. Yeah, Bonacci, Dallas 214. Bonacci. He is son of Bonacci. And that's what Fibonacci means. That Renee is a different Renee than Renee I think it's Montenegro. And he's like perma-bear. But hey, man, at this point, all right, with more evidence and more data, I think that, you know, it's very reasonable to believe it's lower risk up here. It's not like we're down here, right? We had a big sell-off. Look, this is momentum shifting behavior. Low, lowest low. Then all of a sudden a higher low with an engulfing candle after divergence and stuff, right? It's like the same thing, but opposite. It's like the opposite, man. Momo shifting the other way. After bearish divergence, all this negative momentum, right? You're now getting into bearish territory. And it's like, whatever, man. Yeah. Of course, people talking about inverse head and shoulder potential, on the weekly. Maybe, dude. Sure. If eventually you see 6,700, whatever, maybe even 7,500, that would make all the sense in the world because it's in the golden zone and there's some critical support looking left, and look, a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I mean, it's great to visualize that. That makes sense. We're just talking about pure Fibonacci. We can look at the weekly, and you can see the hidden bearish divergence is really coming along, man. It's impossible to argue at this point. Like, this is impending price action continuation to the downside, the lower high than the previous high. Okay, well, let's see how well it performs. It will take a while. It could take a few months to see that performance, because eventually it'll go red again. All right, then maybe we can make some bullish convergence at higher lows. Critical supports looking left from history. Maybe we can gain an edge. And then we look also the Bukowski. All right, the right angled and descending brightening formation where you've hit the peak for the third time. The hidden bearish divergence. Okay, we sell off, and maybe we hit supports. And then we run again, right? Or if not, man, okay, to the abyss, whatever. Get wrecked. But yeah, this is what people are talking about. Like, maybe just eyeballing like a left shoulder from, December 2019, the head from March of this year, and maybe a right shoulder. Be lucky, man. Be great. To pivot there would be insane. It would be the largest inverse head and shoulders of all time for Bitcoin, for sure. Okay, anyway, so not much else really going on. Just, again, doing my thing, going live on the weekend, going live like every 7 days a week, just doing my thing, man. So glad 600 y'all still here. I know we want answers, but you know how it is, man. We don't do these weird spiritual calls on things without lots and lots of variables. We just don't really have any on Bitcoin at this current time, and that's okay. But look at gold though, right? It's closed. Market's closed right now, but we're still in a trade setup on this. What can you even do? Equities market's selling off. This one ain't kind of silver. They're like doing pretty well. All right, so you want to talk about hedges, right? Well, there's another hedge. It's not just gold. People use it in Forex all the time. It's the Japanese yen. Okay, Japanese yen. Now, let's see. So I don't look at this often, but when I do, holy crap, man. Holy crap, Batman. Talking about extreme amounts of accumulation on the yen, higher lows over and over and over again, bullish convergence, a sell wall around 0.009564. You break that moon to 0.009928, and you can zoom out even more and understand that you could see much higher prices on the yen, with like that peak being back from 2011, where 382 that's been achieved once. And then you reverse there, right? And that Fibonacci, that's how it works. It hit the golden zone, the beginning of the golden zone, and dumped colossally, but made a higher low in the end, and is now showing tons of accumulation. And eventually, if this continues on, would find itself right back up to that 0.00994 area and eventually break to the next level, 0.010557, 50% retrace, 618. And so very, very interesting. A hedge against market tumult is definitely showing crazy amounts of accumulation. Just wanted to bring that up. How's the NASDAQ doing? Not well. Nothing's really doing well. Everything painted pretty danging candles on Friday afternoon. Yeah, man, not good. You're talking like bearish engulfing candles, dark cloud covers, breaking horizontal line, historical supports. All that's been going on at least late this week. Just go to SPX real quick for you if you missed the analysis. I mean, yep, 3008. The support to hold was 3020. Though, you know, like in this area, man, there's so many potential supports, right? I mean, you think the next target would be 2940. You think like if like the money printer doesn't go burr on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then you think the S&P 500 is going to maybe sell off again, maybe even back test 3020 that was once support as resistance before going down to 2940. But you think that's kind of maybe where you're going next. Alright, so daily though on that, I mean that's it's not really bearish and golden candle because you opened lower than you closed the day before. Still not a good candle. For the NASDAQ composites, the bearish and golden candle pretty much, right? And the daily divergence, and you had been in a channel and you broke out of it, and you'd only been riding the coattails of the old demand line and regarding it now as a supply line, and I guess it all ended with a shooting star reversal right here, doji star reversal, whatever. It's bearish. It's a bearish pattern, and now we've gotten an engulfing candle, and there and you also broke some support, just like the S&P, right? You had it right here, there. 98.34 previous all-time highs, candle close confirmation below it. So you think the next target is probably 94.46 on that NASDAQ, all right? Jones, same thing. QQQ is still inside of its channel. That's tech, man. That's been carrying this entire market. It engulfed roughly, and I think the next target is 237.57. That's not new if you've been watching the streams. Where it's probably going right now, or we think it might be going. Sorry, context kind of burning my eyeballs. Yeah, the singer in the song sang high or low. Maybe, dude. I don't think so. I think she says, I need Japanese candlestick reversal confirmation and maybe a little follow through price action before I can sing high or low, right? That's what she's saying, actually. Whatever. Oh, I'm sure King of Bybit. I'm gonna call you Kybit. What? I don't even know. Like, I don't think anybody, it doesn't matter who was president, was going to be able to actually gracefully get through all this. This is just terrible. It's like the worst. I mean, it was like, everything's fine, and then this stuff happens, and it's like, okay, well, bad for everyone. Would have been bad for any of the previous presidents. And all the future presidents. They won't have to go through stuff this bad probably for a long time. That's right, Morgan Freegan. It's all over, man. All right. See how Litecoin doing things, dumping below critical support and hitting another one, I think. All right, Look at that. Bearish engulfing candle goes all the way down to 39.17. Look, man, this is what happens when support gets broken. And really, if you see an asset that like has look here, look at this price action we've seen. We know 41.72 is important, and it's like you can see how you fell, you back tested, you bounced, then you kind of double bottomed here and you rallied. Well, it's like we see that again, right? Chances are, like the more you start seeing these supports after rallying and not making higher highs, may that support could break at one point. So, like, man, look how it goes all the way down to May 11th level. Dang, that's where traders settled up January 2nd of this year. Good lord. Not good though. Look, talk about momentum shifting here as well, right? Just like Bitcoin, I could plot it. But this demand line broken and the horizontal line support broken. It's bad, man. No edge, man. No edge at all. Sorry. So Link, I know someone wanted to look at Link real quick. Let me do that. Link that made a high, then a lower high, right? Lower high on an attempted rally, and then Bitcoin dumps. And hey, still above the 200 moving average, miraculously, right? In this channel. Holding support 425. We know that's a big time support. I think you would test that eventually. No edge, right? Nothing implying a reversal to the upside quite yet, though you could reverse and make a lower high and then dump again, sure. Just nothing I can tell you, man, except you dumped, and I would be waiting for an edge. Thanks for the 172 likes and the 570 people still here. Not much really to do. Not much else to look at, okay? Oh yeah, Bitcoin Cash. Just devastated, dude, right? Look at this, how it had a structure like that, demand line, it broke it, and it just been kind of back testing it, just bottom fell out. Surprised we didn't see 202 though. You got pretty freaking close. But yeah, momentum shifting, high. I guess it's not as good looking, but you could definitely see there maybe a little bit of the action. That high, higher high, now lower high, then a lower high, and then a lower high again, right? So rounding out. So you think, right? Where could there be value on Bitcoin Cash? Maybe never anywhere, right? Because it's Bitcoin Cash. But look, you've achieved a 38% retrace. All right. We're inside of the golden zone, at least a little bit. At least we tested it. That's what you bounced off of initially. And so we could go lower. It goes as low as 175 and see that golden retrace. And maybe if there's an edge there, look, man, that's a December 18th, 2019 low, right? I mean, you think down here at these areas, maybe if we gained like a falling wedge pattern developed, we had bullish divergence in the daily and 4 hour. I mean, it might be an area to take a shot. But look, man, you're oversold 20. There's no edge. There's like nothing implying, oh, a major reversal of the upside's coming soon. Great. Just. Yeah, be sure to join the Discord because there's tons of educational resources in it. Yeah, if you want to learn more about technical analysis and swing trading and gaining an edge on the market, check out my newer video I posted. It's on the homepage of my YouTube channel, 15 minutes long or something. Just posted the Discord link. Okay. Rounding action's real. Looked at some altcoins across the markets. Want to get back above 9K, but 9K is great and all, but dude, it does 9150 to 9184. That's like that's the equilibrium level of the trading range. Equilibrium levels are very good. I mean, you could just plot it a parallel channel the same way, right? The heart line It just so happens that it naturally appeared here, right? Isn't it weird how it just literally was like this naturally? Like I'm talking like support resistance, right? From January 19th and March 5th of this year is the middle of the trading range. That you have to go back to 2018 to get these levels. It's beautiful. But the thing is about heart lines, once you break that heart line, the equilibrium level, there is a higher chance you're gonna see the bottom of the range again, whether you test it and break back to the upside and test the heart line again, or you test it and fail and finally break out, which would definitely be the case if the Wyckoff distribution was going on right now, you know. So it's not good. I think breaking 91.50, 91.80 is not good because of that. That's like exactly what a heart line is. You see it, higher chance of you're going to see the bottom of the range.
Noise. Happy weekend, brah. Wouldn't be a Saturday without a quick spin.
Oh, thank you, Duff Man, for the 10. Thank you, man. Session Top Jesus. All right. Sure, yeah. Do a wheel spin. Not gonna be arrogant about it though, because there's nothing to be arrogant about. It's like, whatever. Here it is. How does this happen, dude? I don't understand. Great, dude. Great. Well, that was easy. How often does that happen? I mean, of course it counts. It literally landed on Chug. It's like, it's not landing on both, it's landing on one thing. Duff didn't mean to do that. Yeah, did you not, man? Alright, hold on. God, dude. Screwed my shoulder up, dude, like hard. And it was like I wasn't even doing anything. It just old injury from like high school. And now it's like my AC
This
joint.
was the one that was meant to land on Chug.
Oh, was it? Well, it could. I mean, why at this point would it not land on it twice in a row? You know, it's like, all right, good, sweet. Thank you, Duff Man, for the 20 on the day. Well, really appreciate it. All right. But yeah, I'm gonna let this beer warm up a second, decarb a little bit, or carbonation. It's already decarbed, 2.6. You're thinking about it wrong. You work too hard to have no fuel. Thing is, when you do keto, you become fat adapted. You're using your fat stores as fuel, right? You're using carbs, glycogen in your muscles for fuel right now. So it's just a different form of energy, right? It's like electric versus gas, right? They're different. They both take you from point A to B. Break through the hunger. Well, hunger comes from a hormone in your body produced called ghrelin, and when you fast, it just depends. Like if you're doing a longer term fast, the ghrelin levels like get lower every day that you fast. But yeah, you definitely get used to it. I fast every single day, at least 18 hours. This is about to break my, let's see how long I've been fasting today. So this is how long I've been fasting, 18 hours and 42 minutes. So I'm gonna break it with a beer chug. This is how it happens multiple times. You hit that wheel. You get pains in your belly? Nah, not at all. Eating window, it's either a 4-hour window or a 1-hour window. That's about it, dude. So I'm gonna drink this, but it's gonna be like a slow chug, okay? There's just too much carbonation in it, you know? I don't have my mug with me, so you're gonna deal with it. This will be ingested in a matter of like 20-30 seconds, okay? Like, just bear with me. But it's like, okay, I'm gonna chug a beer, a Michelob beer, and nothing's gonna happen. I'm not gonna get drunk. I'm just gonna break my fast. Read in my mind. Empty beer, you're right. Easiest chug of my life or something, right? So, what do you expect at this point on a Saturday stream with most markets closed and Bitcoin selling off, and now it's rallied and now it's selling off again? What do you want from me? You know, like hang out, talk, y'all chug beers. And just do what I do, man. Like, this is my duty to try to be here once a day, at least 7 days a week. One day, though, that'll change. Once priorities in my life change, you know. Daniel, oh, yes, I do. I do work out fast. No, but I also, when I'm done eating, right, when I've done feeding, I also, like, do cardio and exercise, fed, right? So I do both. Sometimes we'll work out multiple times a day, right? So Chris, well then. I only fast the chugs hit harder. Yeah, dude. I don't feel anything though. I don't feel anything at all. Yeah, you want to be fat adapted for the fasting to work. Yeah, dude, you got me doing it. This is over the course of months, dude. What I'm doing now is like I could have never just jumped into that. I had to ease into this. The keto, the fasting, nutrition, all that, man. It takes time. You have to invest in yourself, really. Now what do I do, chat? Tell me what I do now, since I've broken my almost 19-hour fast? Yeah, 18-hour, 47-minute fast, ending fast. So No, Bitcoin's not crashing. I don't think I was shadow banned yesterday, Elliot. Yesterday, let me see if I'm shadow banned today. I'm talking about I use my alternative account to inform me or let me know if I'm shadow banned. They'll also tell me. Let's see if I show up my subscription feed. Yeah, I'm shadow banned today. For me, yesterday I'm not though. I was fine yesterday. It's so crazy. It's so broke. It's a gold. It's a gold now. It's like so all that. Look, man, you know, you broke 9150 and people thinking something's happening, and it ran up to 9,090, and now it's 8950. You know, about to be in the red again. No edge. Not really, no edge. I mean, there's probably going to be maybe an edge at 8,500, 8,700, but not now.
The kitten hurt so good. Can you take a look at the Zag/Gold chart?
Sure, Duff, man. Thanks for the 10. You got me into this situation, man. And that's okay. Yeah. Thank you, dude. For the 30 on the day, I guess, right? Yep. Yeah, it's an all-time highs or something like that crazy. Check your choke base, get wrecked, dude. Wow, man. I haven't looked at this in a long time, but still intact pretty well. So this is the way I had it a long time ago. Definitely looks like it's reversing to the upside. But like, look at this, man. Beautiful, beautiful uptrend it's been in, right? Very well respected, even here. Like, it up thrusted through it and dumped. So great. No edge on the daily, but the 4 hour definitely looks like some momentum shifting stuff's going on, right? All this, look at a low, a lower low, a higher lows, accumulations going on. 200 moving average, you're at it, man. You're struggling. So higher lows.
Is that a joint?
Yesterday incoming dump, so not shadow banned. Today buying opportunity shadow banned. That's my conspiracy theory that I stand by.
Getting on things for 420. Potential buying opportunity? I don't know, man. Weekend. Scrub dump, scrub pump. And you're below the hard line. So I don't know, man, if there's much of a buying opportunity. But you know, last time, thank you, man. Last time XAU to XAG created Momo shifting stuff, look what happened, right? It looked, oh my god, this looks great, dude. The low, the lower low, and now higher lows going on, and then you couldn't find demand, and the false break got dumped. So you gotta wonder, is the same thing going on? Oh, how deep have we retraced? Probably 618 from this major low. That's very discernible there. You bounce, right? Not by too much, and yeah, we could probably plot a channel of some sort.
Can you see where XCZ next support sits at? Love you, Mitch.
Elliot, yeah, man, of course. Look at that, dude. Oh my goodness, yeah, just a downtrend. You're in a structure, lower highs, lower lows, and you got to break that. If you break that, okay, then we can talk about targets, but it's happening, so. We know there's much deeper retraces, but we know the 618 is definitely where reversal could happen, even though it has happened. We have reversed, but there hasn't been too much going on. All right, so if it was to break that supply line that it is upon you at 101 or so, then you're looking probably at 110. That's 50% retrace. And that start 110 if the breakout occurs, which it hasn't. We're still in a downtrend. Okay. Tezos, we looked at it earlier. Well, we can look at it again, man. 7%. Devastated. It's at 1. It's at a critical support right now. Look, a low from March 9th, a low from May 10th, 9th. And here we are again, right? You're just at it, but at it. Maybe there's divergence. I mean, the MACD is leading me to believe it's not very good. I don't like Tezos right now at the support. I don't think I see enough of an edge. It looks kind of weird. It's like a new wave, and I want to see a reversal and then a sell-off again, and then get the divergence we saw here, where it's a low, a lower low. That's the stuff I'm looking for. To me, it seems like it's like a first wave down. So I want to see the price action occur up, down, and then get it looking good on both oscillators. For now, I'm just like, ugh. It might hold because of scalpers, but what happens when Bitcoin keeps selling off? This is going to break that support, and the next, there's kind of one at 218, but you really think next support's going to put you around $2? Yeah, $2, man, and 186. So holding on, man. No, I don't think 9,000 is really the major support resistance. It's 9150 to 9185. You're below that now. You wanted to see that gold to silver chart on the big screen so we can actually see the whole uptrend. It's gorgeous, isn't it? It's absolutely beautiful. It's perfect. Got a little whipsaw here and crazy here, you know. Made it, man. Made it an hour and 8 minutes now, right? Only it's my god, man. Yeah, Bitcoin's fundamentals are a confusing combination of technology, economics, psychology, and why government centralization of money is unsustainable. Yes. Thanks for the 200 likes. Appreciate it, man. Well, okay, man. I've done all I can. All right, it's we got Bitcoin, momentum shifting, and it's only at a 23% retrace. So nothing worth partying over, right? No celebrations. But I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Figure something out to do. It's also what I'm gonna do now. Thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions. You know we're probably could very well see 8,500 next. But we might backtest 9150 first before going down. There's no edge for a trade right now, so I don't know. I'll be back. Until next time, respect the TA.
run out of space and you want it. And you want it. Do you want it? And you want it. I think I'll go home when the rivers get late. You know how it goes. The road out here is lonely.